What's up,
Bling
redheads?
bling. Yo, big Ty in the building. What is going on?
It's your boy Ty. It's your other boy Eric. Nothing fresh, baby. Well, Eric, I'll
Oh
tell you
yeah.
what's going on at my in the Greater Toronto area. I am about to go out for my dinner rezo. This podcast isn't happening on my time zone. It's happening on yours.
Oh, that is true, but
Good in a six inch.
God damn it. That is a good point. But you know what? This podcast is actually global, Ty. We don't operate on any single time zone. It's just now. That's all that happens.
Mm,
It's right now. This is the podcast of the now, and
mm.
it's either up to you to like get behind it and call into the podcast as a guest, or just sit back and watch, watch the present take over the future and leave you behind. You
Mm.
know what I mean?
I like that attitude, Eric. We are the Saturday Night Nasty. Doesn't matter if it's 8 a.m. in Sydney, Australia, or 5 p.m. in London. You're tuning in to Saturday Night Live. And you, the
Hmm.
Breadheads, are tuning in to Think Fresh Podcast, Time Zone Egg. Um, we do, we also inch agnostics, both signature and classic side of the menu. Don't hate.
Hmm. You're absolutely right. Ty, your Airbnb, I think you need to like, I think you skimped a little bit too hard on the Wi-Fi at the Airbnb here because it's cutting in and out, much like a Subway sandwich being chopped in half.
I totally see that happening on my screen right now. I'm getting all sorts of error notifications. So we're on LTE now, baby. Don't worry. Five
Oh,
five
that's
G
what I
is
like to
gonna
see.
get us through the rest of this episode.
Perfect. And that's the beauty of traveling across Canada because you can hop on like a 6 hour flight and go nowhere. Like you're still in the same country,
Mm-hmm.
except now you are that much closer to Bridle Path,
Mm-hmm.
Drake's address, and and yeah, you're over there eating East Side 6 inches.
Yeah, buddy. You'd think the Airbnbs in the Rosewood neighborhood would have better Wi-Fi, but turns out it sucks everywhere.
Leak the address, and some of our ops over at the Quiznos franchise will be at your doorstep. It's
I
kind of
don't
like
need
when
that.
Drake, when Kanye is posted Drake's address on Instagram, and everyone's like, how dare you do that?" He's like, "I googled it. It's on Google."
Damn. Man, Kanye is on such a bender right now. Like, I never thought I'd have to like download the Parlor app, but now, now I'm like, oh shit, I guess I gotta do that. I don't know.
Mm, yeah, Vancouver fatties rejoice because it's he's not actually talking about the Parlor, the restaurant, the pizza restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
It's an app that you can say racist things on and there's no consequences, which is kind of which is
Kind
kind
of
of a
wild.
cool career move for Kanye. Like instead of like explaining what he meant by the comments, he's like doubling down. He's like, I'm gonna buy this racist app.
Yeah, dude, he went double meat on his own comments. It's kind of wild. Like, it's like such a creative problem solving like strategy actually to like throw money at the problem by like
Hmm.
creating a platform for your bad opinions.
Hmm.
It's
I
so
mean,
funny.
he's literally on his own time. Like in his own words, he said, "I'm on some ridiculously rich shit," and so you can't really blame the man.
Yeah, he's in a different reality tunnel than I am.
Hmm.
Damn.
But I want to talk about Kanye for the majority of this episode, Ty, because I spent a good 3 hours watching the latest Drink Champs interview with Kanye West,
Mm,
now known as Ye.
hmm.
And I wanted to, talk about some of this stuff because, as you know, Chase, JP Morgan and Chase banks have
Hmm.
canceled Ye. They no
Hmm.
longer have his wealth assets stored there. And it got me thinking, it's like, do you think like Subway could like ban customers for ordering a particular combination of like ingredients. It's like you're no longer allowed to use the marinara and the veggie patty at the same time.
Yeah, I'd imagine it would be just in the same case as the big banks targeting an individual who has a liability to them. I can't imagine myself getting canceled at Subway. I think much like Kanye, my creative energy when I'm in the booth, it supersedes any negativity that I might
Hmm.
generate. Um, Someone though, like I don't know, like if you think about like Subway's biggest liability, their worst asset. I'm not talking about the tuna. I'm talking about Jared. Like,
Oh shit.
do you think that man is even allowed in a Subway, let alone like banned from ordering specific things?
I think he might be. He probably just has to like register a time slot
Mm,
with them so they can ensure there's no children present. Kind of like, when you're
mm,
on like the registered sex offenders list. It's like you
which he
gotta just
is.
like you just have to make your presence known.
I guess so.
Yeah.
I feel like if
Big
I
Big
saw
Jared in
him,
the house.
dude, if he rolls up, he's still got the like ankle monitor on. Just
Oh
get cop
shit.
in a foot long for lunch. If I saw him in line at the way, I'd be snapping
Oh
pics and
shit.
putting that shit online ASAP. So I don't think Subway's going to let him within 100 feet of their restaurant. The restaurant is Subway's baby. That is their child. Is the franchise locations, and he can't be within 100 feet of a child, because that would be toxic to the brand. People would be saying, like is Jared coupling up with Subway again? How do I say that in a
Oh shit. Linking and building tie, I
like,
believe is the term.
yes.
Um, but wow, you're absolutely right about that. That's probably their biggest liability. Of course, only, you know, it's only sharing that spot with like making bad sandwiches. Like if
Mm-hmm.
you like consistently make horrible creations at Subway
Mm-hmm.
and then you advertise these creations, that's bad press as well. It's like, look at this monstrosity that Subway made for me. It's like
Mm-hmm.
people don't realize, like, no, you asked for that. I mean, you asked directly for that nuclear bomb that's on your plate.
Yeah, I see a lot of posts on Twitter of people like sharing their shit sandwich because they'll say like, I asked for like, I don't know, some pepperoni and they only put two slices, for example, you know? They'll get shit like that.
Hmm.
Like they skimped me. And then
They
I always
skimped
think,
me.
you didn't get skimped. You just didn't have the balls to speak up. You had all the opportunity to step in.
Exactly. And then when they charge you for double meat, you say, "You're gonna charge me for that amount of meat, you sons of bitches."
Yeah, I ain't even paying.
Exactly, Ty.
I'm gonna
Wow.
go find if I the real yay thing to do would be you can't charge me for that. I'm gonna go start my own sandwich shop.
Yeah. I'm gonna buy this franchise and then fire you.
Yeah, basically.
That's like
Damn.
the dream of any like disgruntled customer. It's like I'm gonna buy your fucking entire business, fire you and your colleagues. Anyone associated
Damn.
with you is gonna be fired. I can think of a few places me and you would do that
Yeah, for sure. I got my hit
at.
list.
Yeah, we got our fucking target list.
I
Um,
think I think to Eric to get on like the no fly list at Subway, you have to like be a
the
repeat
no toast.
offender. The no toast list. Um, you have to like build repertoire with your sandwich artist to the point that they see you walk in the door and they start freaking out, you know?
Mm, I think we got close, to be honest, before
Mm-hmm.
the COVID-19 inconvenience hit us. We were going to Subway like once a week, and I'm pretty sure the staff just was not happy to see us because we would find a
No.
new way to fuck with them every time. Um, but yeah, you're absolutely right, Ty. I think it's all about becoming like familiar as their sleep paralysis demon, really.
Yeah, I have a weird sandwich artist familiarity story for you right now.
Please
Okay,
let us
so
indulge.
let us indulge. So this weekend I was visiting Canadian landmark Niagara Falls. Are you
Oh,
familiar?
yes, I sure am.
Think of it for the breadheads who don't know. Niagara Falls is like the nature soda machine. It just keeps spraying the the cola of the earth down into the river. truly a sight to be seen, kind of a funny place. Anyways, I'm walking along the cliff side of the falls, the majestic falls of Niagara, and someone stops in front of me and says, "Hello." And I look at them and my face goes blank. And they say, "Do you remember me?" And then I clued in. It was my sandwich artist.
No,
Yeah, dude.
no.
In the last episode, I shared my experience at Subway in Hamilton, Ontario, a town of 500,000 people, a few hours away from Niagara Falls. And the
Oh my
sandwich
God.
artist that served me at 1 a.m. there was now right in front of me at Niagara Falls. And he
Oh
said,
my
"Do
God.
you remember me?" And I say, "Oh my God, you're my sandwich artist."
Oh, dude, that's like scary but awesome at the same time. Like, imagine being confronted by your biggest fear. It's like the person who just made you like make a horrible sandwich.
Well, that was the thing is like, wait, do sandwich artists stalk their least favorite customers? Like, how did I end up in
Oh
this
shit.
predicament?
It's kind of like running into like a teacher outside of school, and you're like, "Oh, I thought you slept there." Like I thought you lived at the school.
Yeah,
But it turns out they're living, breathing humans just like us, Ty. That's incredible. So what
yeah.
did you talk about with your essay?
Yeah, my PSA. The conversation was brief, let me tell you. He introduced me to his family.
Oh
Uh,
shit.
and then, other than that, I think we were both just gobsmacked that we had this meet cute here. So we both just were mostly smiling and nodding at each other, like, yeah, this is cool. And then we
Oh,
parted ways. I thought about getting his contact info to bring. I don't know that he was the right personality fit for this project,
that's too bad. So it
but
was like someone who was maybe some kind of quiet, but he had the balls to approach you.
he did, yeah. So his like physical moves contradicted his like kind of emotional, like
Mm,
the way he
it's
carried
it's kind
himself.
of a dud. Damn.
So yeah, I don't know. I was smiling all the way home after that because I don't get recognized for my work on Think Fresh podcast very often, and I don't know if he tied it all together of who I am and how we are like basically the spokesperson for him and his type of work.
Mhm.
Um, but it feels good to be recognized.
Wow, it does. That's awesome, Ty.
Yeah.
In a way, maybe you were like a celebrity to him. Like, he might have been walking around and then he spotted you and was like, wait a second, that's the Ty from TF podcast.
Mm-hmm. It could have been that, or it could have been like, that's the idiot that tried to put rice on his sandwich a few days ago. It could go
Oh,
either way.
that's amazing. I mean, so obviously, like you were memorable in some way, because I imagine doing that job, like you're probably like, half asleep, or in some cases, like literally falling asleep on a sandwich.
Mm-hmm.
But you're probably just like kind of going through it, not really paying attention to who's behind the sneeze guard.
Mm-hmm.
That's a crazy way to think about it. They're the customers behind the sneeze guard, if you're looking at it from their POV.
Damn.
Um, maybe by the sneeze. But like you obviously did something to make this person remember you, and they're like, I mean, it might have been the rice thing. It could have been your enthusiasm. It could have been your passion for understanding the, inner workings of Subway. What do you think it was?
Mm-hmm. I don't know, man. As far as I know, everybody on the customer side of the sneeze guard is just like blurry. Like I feel like they're all just
Hmm.
like blurry blobs. So it must have been either my charming smile or my overzealous ordering attitude. You've been to Subway with me. You know when I'm in the booth and getting in working in the lab, I'm
Oh
really
shit.
like quite boisterous with my ordering and with my I also,
Hmm.
anybody that has been a Subway with me knows that I doubt myself a lot. I question every decision I make.
Wow, that's so. I love this like reflection that you've been able to do
Yeah,
because
yeah.
you're absolutely right. it's like you come alive at the way. You know what I mean? The energy is
Hmm.
like just spewing out of you, and at the same time, you're like very insecure about your order,
Hmm. Hmm.
and
So
it's kind of nice to witness. You know, that's why I always make
yeah,
you go first.
yeah, it's really quite the spectacle. And when I'm at Subway, when I'm interacting with my artist, one of my glove languages is words of affirmation. So I need them to tell me that
That's
I'm
funny.
making, I need them to tell me that I'm making a good decision, Eric, whether it's the meats, the cheeses, the veggies, the sauces, the whole way through. And
Hmm.
I think I was asking a lot of my sandwich artist at 1 in the morning. He was probably consulting more than he wanted to. Neither of us really wanted to make any decisions at
Hmm.
that point. So
Hmm.
that's likely why, Eric.
Makes sense. I mean, whenever you like place an order at a restaurant and the waiter like this is like, oh, that's my favorite.
Oh yeah.
There's a few better feelings.
Yo, I've got that twice this week so far, and both times I said, "Thank you for telling me that."
Wow, good for you, man. Wow, I'm
Hmm.
jealous. So you're in the 6 inch. Where are
Hmm.
you dining tonight? Where have you dined? What's good?
Oh man, I haven't been to many places yet. I've been cooped up in the B&B. I was at a pasta bar on Bloor Street last night. Tonight I'm going to Bar Isabel, which is kind of a tapas bar. I might find my way over to a few other cocktail activations after that, kind of on the
Wow.
west side of the city. And then maybe tomorrow night I'll work my way into the downtown core to hit a few of the more blue collar or white collar establishments, maybe.
Oh, a little
Yeah, we'll
white
see.
tablecloth activation.
Something like that, somewhere with a like an urban view.
It's always the Sky Lounge that,
Hmm.
charges like automatic 20% gratuity. But definitely worth it for the view.
Oh yeah, dude. Well, you someone's got to pay for the maintenance on the rotating part of the restaurant.
That's awesome. And how are you getting around that? That sounds like a lot of transportation needs. Like you're putting a lot of strain on the network there in the GTA. So how are you navigating that? Are you using Moby bikes?
Well, it's been absolute gridlock since I got here with the way I be running through the six. But
Yeah, dude. It's got
I
Maybach.
had
It's got the Maybach fleet. You know what I mean?
yeah.
It's got Maybachs on backs on backs.
When you get to a podcasting tier like me, this type of level, Eric, this league, you need a whole like presidential like vehicle parade everywhere you go. The entire entourage gets to be about a block long, so
Hmm.
traveling can be
Yeah,
difficult. But
exactly.
to seriously answer your question, I had to hand in the keys to my BMW Passat the other
Oh
day.
shit.
The I fucked up, Eric.
Oh
I
no.
forgot to top up the tank when I brought it back to
Oh.
the dealership, and that the narcs and Enterprise weren't going to let me take it back out to like top up. So I don't know what I paid, like probably a foot long a liter to fill
Mm.
that thing up. But now I'm between Uber Black and I bought one of the like how every city has their like card to get around on transit. They have like a card and they give it a
Oh
goofy
yeah.
name.
Yeah. Like the
Yeah,
crooked compass card here in BC.
exactly. Like I think in London they call it like the getting you get your tubes tied or something. The tube tie the tube tire. Um,
Yeah, the Metro card, the Supreme by Metro card at in New
mhm,
York, similar thing.
precisely. Yep. So in Toronto, they call it the Presto card. It's always got to have to have a pun.
Mm, beautiful.
I tried it once. It's okay. I don't. I wish that the visual design was better. I would love to see like someone audit all urban like transit passes and figure out what the best design is, and then everyone could just use that because there's too many things
Hmm.
happening in too many different ones.
Hmm. It's I'll give you a hint, Ty. It's probably some like third world like Soviet adjacent country.
Mm-hmm.
probably in the Balkans that has like a very like minimal like black and white. It's like basically a typewriter font on like a white piece of paper. That's probably the best design for any like
Hmm.
Metro Pass. You know what I mean? Not this like
Yeah,
friendly like Facebook blue color that we all use.
yeah, dude, man, I would love that. I think all the cards in my wallet are over designed. All they need to be is like a single shade of like full of gray. As long as they're all different shades of gray, I'll figure it out. You know?
Exactly. I also like to grayscale my belongings. But Ty, that's why I have the platinum card, baby. It's a single
Yeah,
shade of gray. It's got a nice heft to it, and that's all you really need.
yeah, I love that. Just a full bank account and a card that goes clink.
Exactly. I don't need any kind of diversity in terms of card usage. Just give me that
Hmm.
plat, baby. Um, that's exciting to hear, man. I'm happy you're having a great time in Big T dot.
I'm having a splendid time here, Eric, but I am getting hungry. I'm getting running up close to my rezo, so I gotta sign off here. But I would love to hear more about your experience watching online Kanye videos next episode.
Way to make me sound like a Subway patron.
uh,
Uh,
oh yeah,
and
Eric spends 50% of his time recording Think Fresh podcast, the other 50% on the Kanye to the forums.
yes, exactly. I'm always arguing with other right-wing conservatives on abortion laws. Um, but yeah, Ty, with that, the lights on in the club, and it is time for us to depart. So um, I will talk to you on Friday. I hope you have a great time partying in Toronto, and I'll catch up with you next time.
Thank you, King. Looking forward
You're
to it.
welcome.
Thank you, Breadheads, for tuning in today. Think fresh, everybody, and we'll see you soon.
Ciao.
Ciao.